your mailbox for downloading it onto your desktop machines. Okay. That has advantages. For example, the server gets less loaded, because with people getting so many mails nowadays, that very soon if you have, let us say, a departmental server giving the mail services to all the members of the department, and if all the mails are actually get accumulated there, so the mail server, it will load the mail server very much. So, it is good practice to download it to your machine, and POP3 is a protocol for doing this download. Sorry. So, mail access protocols. Actually, there are other protocols apart from POP3. I will just mention one more, but let us look at POP3, because since this is the simplest. SMTP is a push protocol. Now, so somebody has pushed, let us say, a message for you. Now, how will you access that email? So, this mail access protocol is retrieval from the server, allows mail stored in mailboxes to be accessed by the recipient. So, POP is a post office protocol, 3 is that version 3, RFC 1939. Users can't create folders on mail servers, okay, usually. That is usually, that means when you are so POP is a protocol for doing this mail access. Another one is IMAP. This is an internet mail access protocol. This has more features and you can manipulate messages on the server. So, we will look at this also just a little bit, and as I mentioned that there are web mail services also which uses HTTP, that means it may be say Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, etc. These are web mail services which are accessed through HTTP. So, these are say 3 major protocols which people use for accessing mails. So, post office protocol version 3 is simple and limited in functionality. It consists of client software and server software. The server performs password authentication. The server software allows the client software to access the recipient's mailbox. Okay. So, that is all there is. So, what the POP3 client will do is that it will sort of connect to the POP3 server on the main mail server of maybe a work group or department or organization. So, the POP3 server would do an user authentication once again through user and password. So, this is simply a password check, and when the user is authenticated, he is given access to his particular mailbox. And what POP3 would usually do is, would usually download all the mails from the from that mail server to the desktop machine. Okay. Of course, there are all, I mean, you can configure it. For example, it is possible to configure it so that only a copy comes to your desktop and another copy remains in the mail server, but as I said that such practice leads to overloading of the mail server and very soon its buffer starts getting full, its memory space starts getting used up. So, so that is all there is to POP3. You cannot do much, you are not supposed to do much, and simply get the machine on your desktop, and of course, you can organize your local sort of mail folders in any way you like by creating directories, subdirectories, etc. But this POP3 has a problem for some users, in the sense that if all the mails are actually downloaded onto your desktop machine, then when you are away from your desktop, I mean if it is a desktop, if it is not a laptop. So, if it is if all the mail has been downloaded on your desktop, and then when you are away from office, you have no access to the email folders. And actually nowadays the mail has become so common mode of not only exchanging information as well as storing old information, etc. So, people need the need access to past mails almost all the time. Okay. Now, one way to do it is of course, instead of putting it downloading it using POP3 onto your desktop, download it onto your onto a laptop and carry that laptop around wherever you go. That is one way. There are other ways. The only other alternative is to keep it in the server. So, if you can keep it in the server, what would happen is that naturally you can get access to that server from other places, and you can see your mails. But the same thing actually goes, same advantage is there for webmail also. So, if you are using a webmail service, you are actually your mail is stored in the server, whoever is giving you the service. So, both webmail and IMAP4 has this facility of storing the mail in your server. So, what facility you require? They were there in the server mailbox anyway. Well, you can have access to it, and if you directly access the mailbox, sometime the interface is not so good. So, these access protocols gives you somewhat better interface. Specifically, IMAP4 is more complicated than POP3 and has got more features. IMAP4 means Internet Mail Access Protocol version 4. It stores users' mail in the server so that it can be accessed from multiple locations. It is able to address mails not just by arrival numbers, but by attributes. So, you can define attributes on mails, and you can say something like give me the last mail from Steve. Okay. You can say things like that. So, it is going to do a search on your directory and access that particular mail. As I said, that if you have got it on your desktop, you can organize it any way you like. Here of course, you are not taking it to your desktop, it is in the server. So, this protocol has got more features, so that you can access your mails in a more flexible manner. Okay. And that is important, because nowadays it is all the old mails you have. There are many people who have thousands of mails, and many of them are useful. Of course, it keeps accumulating junk also, which you somehow fail to delete. So, anyway, so there is some kind of organization and some kind of searching of this is necessary in order to operate with mails in an easy manner. So, it is able to address mails not just by arrival numbers, but by attributes also. It has more features than POP3, as I mentioned. Can check email header prior to downloading. So, that is another. For example, what POP3 would do is POP3 would download all mails that are there in your mailbox in a blind fashion. All right. For accessing through IMAP4, before accessing you can do some kind of filtering. So, by checking the email header. Can search contents of email prior to download. So, contents can also be searched before you download. And then it can partially download